Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. Here's where we were yesterday afternoon. Take a look, lower 80s. Here's where we are right now, 40s and low to mid 50s. That cold front did several hours, and we still do anticipate everything to switch over eventually back to snow, especially once the precipitation continues to increase a little bit in coverage overnight tonight. So definitely bundle up and stay inside off the roads if you're able to. Already future rainfall, potentially an additional 15 to 25 plus inches of rain by the time we get to the middle and end of this upcoming week. So unfortunately, more rain in the forecast on top of already a big flood concern in the Houston metro area. And that's the latest on the storm. Elaine, now back to you.
Brian, thank you. The National Weather Service.
But it looks like traffic will, of course, just be getting a little more congested as the afternoon goes on. But all is well right now, Julie, and we'll send it back to you in the studio. Some gusty winds, possibly some small hail associated with this cluster down in southern McLennan County. It's already pushed through Lorena right now over Bruceville Eddy on I-35, moving quickly on off to the east. A little bit of a break as we head into Bell County. Troy, it looks like it'll miss out on your location. Just to the north, some showers.
Weather Authority meteorologist Brian Germ.
Good Thursday afternoon and welcome back, Central Texas. It was another frigid start to kick off another day, another January day across the region. 11 degrees this morning in Waco. Thankfully, nowhere near the record low of -1 set back in 1930 for this date in history. 18 this morning in Mexia, 14 in Temple. It was 15 in Killeen. And looking back earlier this morning, a beautiful sunrise over Waco. But I want you to look to the right of your screen as we get towards the end of the time lapse. You could see we had generally clear skies, but then towards the end, that cloud deck began to move up from the south. And right now we're dealing with partly to mostly cloudy skies, but for the most part, it's a thin cloud layer in place. But it's still cold, 35 degrees outside. It feels like 30 with those light southeasterly winds. And for the most part, we're still feeling that chill in the air. Middle 30s for a good chunk of the region, but some lower 40s out to the south and west. Lampasas is at 42 degrees right now, 36 in Marlin, 34 in Centerville, currently 35 outside in Mexia. And dew points are a little bit higher than where they were yesterday. That means some low-level moisture slowly, very slowly, trying to work its way back across the state of Texas and specifically Central Texas. And compared to 24-hour temperature-wise, we're about 5 to 10 plus degrees warmer as well. This is just the beginning start. Little hints that we're actually starting to warm up, and that'll continue into the near future as well. But only the lower 40s this afternoon, so still well below the normal high of 58 for this time of year. But those winds have shifted now to out of the south and southeast, and they will remain that way over the next couple of days, which will help to aid in that warming trend as well. Looking at GOES 16 visible satellite, you could see over the last 3 hours that cloud deck slowly expanding off to the north and east to cover most of Central Texas. But like I mentioned, generally it's kind of a thin cloud deck layer, so the sun is still reaching the surface. And we do have a little bit of an upper level disturbance near the Big Bend region of the state of Texas. And you can see that pretty distinctly on the water vapor imagery, that spin in the upper layers of the atmosphere. This will continue to drift to the south and east over the next 24 hours. So as that disturbance does so, it's going to keep that moisture confined to South Texas. However, we're going to continue to see that southerly flow, and that's going to aid in some cloud cover to increase back across the region over the next couple of days, as well as, like I mentioned, that slowly increased low-level moisture, which will wring out a few areas of drizzle later in the day tomorrow, Friday evening into the day on Saturday. Mild air in place, temperatures warming up to near 70 degrees for this upcoming weekend, but some low-level clouds, especially during the morning hours, will aid to areas of drizzle. But then our Pacific cold front moves in from the west through the day on Sunday. Not a lot of cold air behind it, but that's going to help spark off some scattered showers and possibly a few thunderstorms as well. So staying in the 40s for today, partly to mostly cloudy skies. It's going to be cold again overnight tonight, but check this out. It's not going to be in the teens. We will be below freezing, but not quite as cold. And then tomorrow, a little bit cooler out to the east in the upper 40s. To the west, it'll be a little bit milder in the upper 50s. 20% chance for some isolated to scattered drizzle later in the evening hours on Friday. There's your full forecast. 20% chance of rain on Saturday. Best odds will be Sunday. We're forecasting a high of 70 degrees. And that's it for your weather. Midday returns right after this break.
Often, people don't realize that there is a choice.